So, we're having another support strike, I guess. God, what is this game, man? So, I haven't really been playing Marvel Rivals much recently, and if I'm being honest, Season 6 was just kind of boring, and with the game still feeling pretty overtuned, I ended up stepping away for a bit. Not really quitting, but just, needed a break from the weird and stale meta. And in that time, I actually contemplated going back to Overwatch, and one of my coworkers had convinced me to hop back on, and I figured why not. It's been a minute, and if I'm being honest, it felt really great. It was pure, balanced, calm fun. I got to play Ramatra again, and tanks actually felt impactful in this game instead of just being CC victims the whole match. It was refreshing to just play a game that didn't feel completely and totally overtuned all the time. And in my time going back to Overwatch, it really made something click for me. The damage in Rivals is insane, like genuinely ridiculous. It's low-key the reason Healbot supports are and likely always will be meta. The damage is so high that most characters under 300 HP get deleted with like 2 button presses. So to compensate for that, they gave supports crazy healing and straight up immortality ultimates. Which means most games basically turn into whichever team can get their support ult first, because that's what decides fights and that's what wins the games. But with the introduction of Season 7 and White Fox, we get a new ban system. 3 bans per team. And with this new ban system, you can ban more of the busted characters and are less likely to waste 2 bans back to back. But what's had people primarily support Snickers in a bunch is that players have been basically banning most of the strategist's roster. So because their entire role is getting basically banned, support players are pissed, and honestly, for once, I kinda agree. Imagine if like 60% of the role you play gets banned, you're stuck with maybe 2 or 3 characters you're actually comfortable on, and that's not variety, that's being forced into a corner. They're being forced to play characters they're either not good at or are off meta, which then leads to more losses because they don't have the meta characters. Let me put it into perspective of tanks, for instance. Think about it like this. Imagine if most of the meta tanks got banned and all you had left was like Penny Parker and Angela, for instance. That would feel terrible, wouldn't it? But here's the difference. Support in Rivals isn't just another choice. It's probably the only essential role in the game.
What did he say?
You can run 0 tanks and win. You can run 0 duelists and win. But you are not winning a game above silver without a healer. So you can't just swap roles if your picks get banned. You're needed. Your team depends on you. And if you don't have access to those strong, high output healers, especially the ones with the clutch ultimates, your team is just kind of cooked. And I can't help but feel that's what this whole thing really comes down to. Supports and Rivals are basically split into 2 categories. Healbots with insane output and game-saving ultimates, or more niche off-healers whose kits can't keep up with the damage being dealt, who need to be put in a triple support comp. So if the top-tier healers get banned, there's no one left who can realistically out-heal the damage being thrown around. And I think that's when you start to see the games really fall apart. So now, the big, sort of question of the video. Does this actually justify another support strike? Because if you remember the first one, that was really idiotic. It didn't really make much sense, and it accomplished basically nothing. But this one, I'm not gonna lie, I can kind of understand it. While I don't fully agree with it, but I get it. Because the issue isn't just, oh, my character got banned. The issue is that this entire game is built in a way where supports have to be played and have to be strong to keep up with the insane damage output. And when you take that away, everything just sort of falls apart. So that then leads us to our next question. What can NetEase even do to fix this? And honestly, the only real solution that I personally can think of is a full rebalance. And I mean full rebalance. You'd have to lower the damage dealt by the DPS, then nerf the heals to match it, obviously. And finally, I think maybe tone down the ultimates across the board, or even rework some of them so that they feel like an option instead of a press Q to win button. Because right now, at least, ultimates and rivals aren't just impactful, they're basically win conditions, and that is a problem. Ultimates should be able to swing a fight, sure, but they shouldn't decide the entire match. And right now, it feels like you're not even playing around skill or positioning half the time anymore, or at least it's not incentivized. You play around who can get the team wiping, game winning DPS ultimate off, or who can better cycle their invincibility, no death zone support ults. And I just don't see that as healthy long term, and it's gonna hurt the game. And I don't mean to glaze when I say this, but I think it would really help NetEase if they took a page from Overwatch and shifted more power into the base kits instead of the ultimates. I think they should make characters feel impactful all the time and increase skill expression amongst roles. And I'm of the belief that players should be rewarded for figuring out new tech or for playing their character well. An ultimate should make it harder for the enemy team to gain value, but it shouldn't shut down all play in such a way that it makes it so whoever's team has more or better ultimates is the one that wins. Ultimates should be risky and rewarding, because at the end of the day, it should come down to player skill, not who has the more busted panic button. But yeah, that's my take on the whole situation. Do you guys agree with the support bans? And if you are someone who plays strategists, are you actually gonna join the strike, or are you just playing through it? Because I'm not gonna lie, this community has been going through it lately. The Rebels community is hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, the most toxic, brain-dead community I've ever had the displeasure of interacting with. But low-key, I'm here for it, y'all. That's free content. Anyway, with that said, you guys know my opinion, so go ahead and comment down below what your thoughts are and if you think the support strike or bans are justified. And if you've got no thoughts on this specific topic, just comment your favorite condiment and I'll tell you what your favorite brand of water probably is. That said, if you guys enjoyed what you saw here today, go ahead and like and subscribe. Follow me on all socials. I'll make sure to link them down below. I try to post one long form video a week and several shorts if I can, so come join the community. With that said, thank you guys for tapping in. As you know, it's been Ari. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.